Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve, and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last build, we went video game when we built the Mandibular Rearranger from the Outer Worlds. And if you missed that build, we're going to include the link in the description below to our channel's homepage, so you can go over there and check out Mandibular Rearranger or any of the other cool builds there. But for this build, we're going to go sci-fi. So without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. Check it out. There it is. It is the Romulan Disruptor Rifle from Star Trek The Next Generation. Nice. Look at that thing. Wow. Love it. Super easy build too. Super easy build, super easy paint job. It's got the cool curved section at the bottom of the weapon that meets up to the bottom of the curved piece of the top. Two big halves that go together with this cool arc in the middle. Really geometric looking. This thing is super cool. A lot of layering up, a lot of cavities, a lot of stacking, a lot of tapering, even tapering down this way. This thing is really sculpted and really cool, and really easy. So in this episode, making an EVA foam Romulan Disruptor Rifle Part 1, we're going to begin going step by step through how to make it. And if you want to build your very own Disruptor Rifle along with us, we have a template. So we'll include the link in the description below to our storefront, so you can go pick up a template if you want and build along with us. Or just hang out. So that's it. If you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, here we go. Here's the body, the main piece of the body for our Romulan Disruptor. This is a big, thick 2-inch piece of foam. Now we're gonna do what you see us do a lot. We're gonna do 2 cuts, all right? We're going to do this top cut first, okay? We're gonna shape out our body, then we're gonna roll it over and do the side cut, all right? So let's get these edges cleaned off first on the bandsaw. All right, there we go. We've got it all squared off. So we've got a 90-degree bottom, so now we can stand it up, and we're gonna make these cuts on the bandsaw right here. All right, there we go. Check it out. Now we've got a little bit of a funky spot right here, but we'll be able to smooth that out. All right, there we go on both sides. See that? Nice. All right, there we go. That's pretty cool. Now what we're gonna do is this, okay? We kept these 2 pieces, all right, that we sliced off. And we're going to attach them right back on here with some double stick tape so that we can use them as a base. So when we flip this over to cut it, it'll go through straight. All right, what we're gonna do first though is we're gonna come over and we're gonna transfer our template now over to this side. All right. All right, there we go. Check it out. Now we come in here, we peel off our pieces that we put down with double stick tape. Let's just roll this tape off. There we go. Wow, check that out. All right, there we go. Look at that. Body's skinny, it flares out, then it tapers back in, and we've got this cool detail cut right there. Wow, really nice. And obviously we'll clean all this up, but look at that, man. Another great example why if you can swing a bandsaw or get someone to help you swing a bandsaw, wow, man, your props are gonna move way up. Look at that. All right. All right, now we're gonna come in with these little pieces. We've got a 6, a 12, and an 18 millimeter. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing we just did on these 2. We're gonna do 2 different cuts. On this one, we're just going to do 1 cut, so we're going to go ahead and use the bandsaw to cut this out. This is really thin. We could just use a box cutter for this, but we want to make sure the bottom line is a 90-degree cut. So we're going to zip this out on the bandsaw. All right, there we go. Now we're going to come in, we're going to get a little piece of this end cleaned off, just like that. All right, there we go. That is a really fine little piece right there. All right, okay, now we're going to come in with this 12mm piece, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut our side out, then we're going to do a top cut. All right, now we've got this one. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to clean up the little front edge just like that. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the 18mm. All right, there we go. Let's cut our tiny little end piece off just like that. All right, look at that. That is a sweet detail. All right, now what we're going to do is this. We're going to come in, and that is the center right there and right there. All right, right here and right here. Right there. Okay, now we're going to cut from this point to this corner and from this point to this corner. Just like that. Now we're going to come around to this side. We're going to do the same thing. All right, look at that. Nice little taper. Now we're going to do the same thing to this piece. All right, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and hit these real quick with the heat gun. Now we got to be careful on the tips here because we don't want to burn it. Because when it's too super thin, you can burn it if you're not careful. So we're going to go really fast across that part, just like that. Stay pretty much away from the tip. We'll come down here, we'll get most of this nice and tight. Same thing here, quickly go by that, quickly. They're tapered this way, they're tapered this way. That's a nice little detail right there. Our end looks pretty good. We're in great shape. Now our front mark and our back mark. All right, there we go. Now we've got our front mark here that will line up and our back mark here that will line up, and then we'll end up with this, which is pretty darn cool. All right, there we go. Now you know the drill. Wait a few minutes till both sides dry, and then it can make contact. Line our front mark up right on the dot, just like that. Right to the back, just like that. Now we can push everything down, get really great contact. All right, there we go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Nice. All right, now we're going to begin doing these two side pieces. We're going to take some 6mm and we're going to stick them down to a 4mm and do some detail work. So let's start by cutting these shapes out first. There we go. Now we're going to do this one. All right, give it a minute. All right, there we go, right there. All right, there we go. We've got two 6mm pieces stuck down on our 4mm. Now we're gonna. All right, there we go. We've got our 6s stuck down to our 4. We transferred our line for cutting, and then we transferred these lines here and here because we're going to be doing some beveling. All right, so what we're going to do first is we are going to come in and we are going to cut this whole shape out on the bandsaw and the scroll saw. All right, there we go. Man, that's pretty nice. Wow. That's gonna come in and sit right on here like this. All right, so we want to cut from this line down to this line. Just like that. All right, we're gonna want to do the same thing over here. We're gonna want to cut from this line to this line. All right, got our dust mask on, got our gloves on, we've got our super rough bit. We're gonna try to taper these two sides here, and we're gonna taper this. All right, there we go. Look at that. We got a nice bevel here. We got a nice one here. Now we're gonna come in with our smooth bit, and we're gonna clean it up a little bit. Man, look at that. That's why you wear a dust mask. All right. All right, look at that. That is beautiful. That is a nice bevel there. We've got our angled cut here. Okay, now we're going to do the little piece that goes in here on both. So we're going to get these 12mm pieces. We're going to trim. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to knock these out on the scroll saw and the bandsaw. All right, there we go. Now. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we are going to soften up these edges with our... All right, there we go. Now let's seal it. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to line this up flush with the top edge. Just like that. And we're going to... There we go. Smooth and flush right there. Now we're going to push it down. Alright, there it is. Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. We're slightly off at the bottom, which is making me not super happy right now. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to line these up flush with the top, and then we'll clean the bottom afterwards. But what we're going to do also, while we have this out, we're going to take this, we're going to draw our line right here and right here, right? So we know where we're going to be cementing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with our Dremel again, and we're going to soften all these upper edges. Let's come in with our 220 sanding stick. Let's just slightly smooth the edge a little more. Heat up our foam to tighten that edge up that we just sanded and dremeled. Oh, nice. Line our back corner up right there, and we're going to lay down flush with the top of our body right here up along the edge. Alright, there we go. Smooth at the top. That's looking pretty good. Now we're going to have to come in and do some surgery back in here to make it all line up, but that's fine. Easy to do. Alright, let's go head over to the bandsaw and let's get most of this cut out. Alright, there we go. We cleaned it right through here, and now we're going to come in with our Dremel and clean it up. Alright. Alright, let's get our rough bit out. Alright. Alright, there we go. Nice. Smoothed off. Man, that is looking good. Cool. Alright, next we're going to do the bottom part of our body. We're going to come in with this inch thick 24mm slab, and then we're going to come in and we're going to skin both sides of it with these 6mm pieces. Alright. Alright, now we're going to come in, we're going to stand our knife up. And we're going to pivot. All right, now we're going to come in and we're going to stick these down on here, but what we're going to do first is we're going to knock these edges off on the bandsaw real quick. All right, here we go. Now, this is going to come in. All right, now we're going to come over here. We're going to line our corner up, right up against the edge. Right along the edge, so we know that we're in exactly the right place. Lined up here and here. All right, there you go. We've got an inch thick piece in the middle, skinned with two 6mm pieces, all right? Nice. All right, now let's get our template in here. All right, there we go. We're gonna go and cut that out now on the bandsaw and the scroll saw. All right, there we go. Look at that thing. Wow. All right, let's get right in here. Definitely needs a little bit of cleaning. All right, come in with our 220. Beautiful, look at that. All right, that's clean. All right, there we go. We've got this nice little edge right here on both sides. That is really nice. Now we're gonna come in here and we're gonna soften this up just a little bit. Let's come in with our 220. Oh, that's nice right there. Nice. We softened all of our edges up, did a slight bevel around the handle. Let's seal it. Man, I'm a mess right now. Dust everywhere. All right, now we're gonna come in with this 4mm piece of foam. We made our own measurement. We're gonna put a spacer in between here for when we attach these. Okay, now we cut our piece of foam just like this. It's narrower at the back than it is at the front, but we still want to make it a little more narrow. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to come in here, slide through, just like that. We've got our line down already. Let's get our line drawn the right way now. Right into there, like that. Right there, and right there. Okay, so now we've got it where we want it. All right, there we go. Give it a minute or two. We're going to start right there. And we're going to lay it down. All right, there we go. Got a nice little spacer. Now we're going to line it up with our mark here at the front. We're going to use it to strike our line. Just like get some good pressure on there, get good contact. Are we centered? We are. Let's look this way. Oh, perfect. We're centered here. We're centered here. All right, now look at that. That is exactly what we want right there. We want this cool little recessed valley down in here. Look at that. Nice, and it's centered. Perfect. All right. Okay, these are our pieces for what's going to be this whole assembly that wraps around this piece here. So we've got a 12mm piece, we've got a 10mm for this big center part, and then we've got these 3mm pieces. And we're going to do this first. We're just going to knock these cuts out with our box cutter. Just like that. Now this is going to be coming in and it's going to be sticking right here at the bottom. Now we could have had this be part of our original template that we cut out. We could have just cut around here and up around, but we forgot. So we're going to add that in right now, really easy. Now we're just going to be careful. We're going to line right up down the edge over on this side. Here. There we go. Now let's come around to this side. Let's make sure we are... Let's squeeze it down into place right there. Perfect. Now we're going to be wrapping around this, but what we're going to do before that is we're going to come in and we're going to start doing this detail right here. All right, what this is this is going to be a double layer. Okay, so we're coming in with our wood burner. It's super hot right now. We're going to take it and we're going to drag right through here. Don't change your speed, because when you change your speed, you change the depth and the thickness of your line. So you get your speed started and you just go at that same speed. That's it, a little groove, and now we're just going to go through all these lines this way, then we're going to draw lines the opposite direction, and we're going to go this way. All right, there we go. We've got all of our lines this way. Now we're going to make the marks, and we're going to go this way. Just like that, we're going to make this grid pattern all the way across. Wow, took a while, kind of boring, but easy stuff. Now we've got a cool grid texture there on our grip, really nice. All right, now we're going to cut this window out and stick it on top of there. Let's seal that raw foam. All right, now we're going to get our second pattern, and we're going to trim it out for our cut mark. Wow, that is nice. We've got a raised edge, a little recess where our cool grip is going to go. All right, now what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to come in and we're going to slightly round this outside edge. Okay, now we're going to do our big piece of our wrap out of 10mm. All right, because we're going to need to feed the scroll saw blade through there. We can feed the blades through there now. All right, there we go. Pretty cool. Now we're going to round the edges off with our Dremel. All right, we're going to come in with our 220 sanding stick. Let's seal that raw foam we just made. That's really cool. All right, that's looking pretty cool. All right, now what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna heat this up in the middle, and we're gonna bend it just to help us out a little bit. Roll it over like this, and we're gonna hold it right there while it cools off. Right, there we go, just enough of a curve. So when we come in to stick it, we're not going to have to wrestle too bad with it. That is pretty darn cool right there. Wow. Make them a Sharpie mark. Try to keep in here clean. Alright, it might not even be touching right here. It might be curving around it, but we'll put some down here anyway. Time to stick. Just like that. Wow, is that cool. Alright, now we're going to come around to this side. We're going to push this down. We're going to get it right in the corner here and there. All right, let's go over to this side. Same thing, really good contact. Wow, that is sweeter than sweet right there. That is cool. And we're not actually touching down in there, but it's okay because this is really thick foam and it's kind of stiff, so wow, really nice. All right. All right, there we go. Not bad. Piece of cake. Got almost the whole thing built. We just got a few details left. You saw how we did basically the two halves of the weapon, the top half and the bottom half. And we put that cool valley in between. We did the cool wrapped piece for the handle. We did a bunch of layering up and tapering and stacking and really cool stuff. And super easy. That's about it. That concludes making an EVA foam Romulan Disruptor Rifle Part 1. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.